Natalia asks her father to confirm the ownership of Oxen Meadows. Shubukov tells Lomov the same thing as Natalia, that the Oxen Meadows belong to them. Now Lomov questions the claim made by Shubukov and asks him to be reasonable. He continues explaining his side of the story to him and gets interrupted by Shubukov. Shubukov interrupts and corrects him by mentioning that the only reason that the peasants got to use Oxen Meadows for free was because it was a disputed land. But now it was quite clear to everyone that Shubukov's own it, and he even blames Lomov of not seeing the plan. So Shubukov believes Lomov can prove something to be his when it is not. So Lomov insists that he could prove them to be his. Now Shubukov also points out that there is no need to yell at the house because it is not going to prove anything. So he repeats the same words as Natalia and tells him that he doesn't intend on claiming something which is not his, and he doesn't want to give away what belongs to him. So he says this out of anger that if Lomov keeps on arguing about the land, then he would rather give it to the peasants for free than to Lomov. So Lomov gets offended and asks him how he can give away something which is not his, which is somebody else's property. So Shubukov gets irritated by the tone in which Lomov chose to speak to him, and he mentions that he is twice his age and he deserves to be spoken with respect, politeness, and all that. So Lomov insists that his impolite tone is a reaction to what Shubukov had been doing, which is claiming Lomov's land. So he calls Shubukov a bad neighbor and a grabber. Feeling highly disrespected, Shubukov asks Lomov to repeat his words. Natalia interferes and asks her father to send the movers to Oxen Meadows at once. Still unable to accept what he just heard about himself, he asks Lomov to repeat his words. Natalia claims to possess Oxen Meadows and refuses to let them go just because someone else is claiming it to be theirs. So now Lomov threatens to take the matter to court and prove it to them that he is a real owner. And Shubukov accuses Lomov that he's just looking for a chance to go to court, just like all of the people in his family. And so he insists that he go on with the proceedings. So Lomov refuses to listen to anything said about his family, and he mentions that they are all respectable personalities, unlike Shubukov's grandfather, who had been tried for embezzlement or theft. Okay, so Shubukov mentions that insanity and irrationality runs in the Lomovs. So Natalia repeats after her father. So Shubukov calls Lomov's grandfather an alcohol addict, breaks the news that Lomov's younger aunt ran away with an architect. Lomov mentions that Shubukov's mother was humpbacked. While he was saying this, he felt a pull on his side and head. Thus, he calls for help and water. Now, as the blame game is on, Shubukov calls Lomov's father a greedy gambler. Now, Natalia calls Lomov's aunt a backbiter and that no one could match her level. So, Lomov complains that his foot is numb and calls Shubukov a plotter. Says that he has pain in his heart. He adds that in the last elections Shubukov was he does not complete his sentence as he feels dizzy and he calls for his hat. Now Natalia calls his act as quite low, dishonest and mean. Now Shubukov further calls him different names, and Lomov finally finds his hat and he starts asking for direction towards the door. Now with his heart pounding and his foot numb, he feels as if he is dying. Now Shubukov screams in anger and tells Lomov not to step foot in his house again. And Natalia tells him to take the matter to court in order to show that they are not at all afraid of Lomov's claims. Now Shubukov calls for the devils to take Lomov along. Natalia comments that Lomov is a devil and is quite unreliable. So Shubukov further calls him names. And Natalia is surprised how Lomov first claimed their land to be his own and then possessed the audacity to even abuse them. So in the process of cursing him and calling him names, Shubukov reveals that the real reason behind Lomov's visit was overshadowed by this argument related to Oxen Meadows. He couldn't believe his audacity to come with a proposal for his daughter. Now, unaware about this subject matter, Natalia asks her dad as to what proposal he was talking about. And Shubukov clarifies that Lomov had actually come there to ask for Natalia's hand in marriage. Surprised at hearing this, Natalia tells her father that he should have told this to her earlier. And he further calls Lomov names and expresses displeasure on seeing his audacity to come there in the evening dress. So Natalia is stunned by the news and she falls into the chair and instantly demands to call Lomov back. Shubukov is not quite sure to whom she is referring to. So she tells her father to call Lomov back at that very moment. Now, Shubukov couldn't register Natalia's change of behavior towards Lomov, and thus he calls himself an unhappy man, and he intends on shooting himself or hanging himself. Now, Natalia says that she is about to die, therefore Lomov had to be summoned. So Shubukov asks his daughter to calm down and stop yelling. So he runs away to find Lomov. Natalia asks her father to hurry, and Shubukov returns and he informs Natalia that Lomov is coming and he is not planning to talk to him, and therefore asks her to have a word with him herself. So Natalia cries for Lomov, and Shubukov is unable to accept what had just happened, because he feels that it is quite a burden and a curse to be a grown-up girl's father, and he wants to cut his throat off because at one moment they cursed, abused and threw Lomov out of their house, and now they're calling him back to accept the proposal, and Natalia starts blaming her father for abusing Lomov. Now Shubukov clarifies that it was not his fault when Lomov appeared at the door, and he tells Natalia to handle the situation herself. And Lomov enters completely exhausted. He doesn't feel well because of his palpitations, numb feet and pulls on one side. Natalia, surprisingly in a completely different tone, gives clarification for how they treated him earlier. And she suddenly remembers that the oxen meadows are Lomov's. While trying to talk about the meadows, he expresses that his heart is pounding and his eyebrows are twitching. So she confirms that the oxen meadows are his and asks him to sit down. She accepts her mistake and tells that they were wrong. So Lomov tells that although the land is worth little, he was just acting on his principle, and he was trying to be fair. Natalia tells him to change the topic in the hope of bringing up the topic of proposal. So Lomov doesn't stop with this clarification, and he again mentions that his aunt's grandmother had given the land to her father's grandfather's peasants. So Natalia asks him to change the topic. She thinks how could she bring him to discuss the marriage proposal. So she asks Lomov if she shall resume shooting. And upon being asked, Lomov shares his plans about shooting, and he plans on going to the Blackcock after the harvest. And he also shares the news that his dog Guess suffers difficulty in walking properly. So Natalia shows her sympathy and asks how he had gone lame. So Lomov is not really sure about the reason, but he thinks that the dog must have got his leg twisted or bitten by some other dog, and he regrets that it was his best dog and he paid such a high amount, which is 125 rubles for it. So Natalia thinks he had paid a very high price for such a dog, and he thinks it was very low for a first-rate dog like Guess. And Natalia mentions how her father had paid 85 rubles for her dog Squeezer, who is much better than Guess. Now Lomov finds it extremely funny that Squeezer is better than Guess, and Natalia confidently tells that Squeezer is any day better because he's young and he may develop a bit, and he's the best because when it comes to points and pedigree, he even beats what Volshanitsky had got. Okay, and Lomov highlights that her Squeezer is actually an overshot, which means that he's quite bad at hunting. So she doesn't agree with what Lomov was saying and about Squeezer being an overshot. And Lomov confirms by saying that Squeezer's lower jaw is smaller than the upper jaw. So, and he mentions how Squeezer is fine when it comes to simply following someone, but not at other things like grabbing something. So Natalia brags about her dog being a thoroughbred, the son of harness and chisels, and she says that Guess, who is on the other hand is quite old and ugly, like a worn-out cab horse. And Lomov tells that even though his dog is old, but he's still any day better than Squeezer, to the extent that he will not exchange Guess for even 5 Squeezers. That is, like he'll never exchange Guess for anything in return, and he's not and he doesn't think that Squeezer as an extraordinary dog, and he can be found almost under every bush, and he's not worth more than 25 rubles. Now Natalia feels that there is something wrong with Lomov's judgment. First he falsely claimed the meadows to be his, and now he is saying that Guess is better than Squeezer. Now she feels as if he is out of his mind and he does not mean what he is actually saying, which is a trait she absolutely dislikes, and she does not understand why he thinks his dog is better than her dog. So Lomov tells Natalia thinks he is either blind or foolish, but he insists that her dog is quite overshot. Now they start fighting again, and Natalia tells Lomov is talking rubbish and Guess must be shot dead rather than being compared to Squeezer. Now, Lomov mentions that he's unable to talk on this topic since his heart is pounding quite fast. And she taunts Lomov and tells that those who argue the most knows the least. Now, Lomov asks Natalia to stay quiet as he's not feeling well. Now, Natalia continues arguing and refuses to stop until he accepts that her dog Squeezer is better than his Guess. Now, Lomov exclaims that it can never be true and that her Squeezer is actually the worst dog. Now, Natalia says that Guess is old and half dead. And he asks her to stop arguing again as his heart is palpitating. Now, Natalia refuses to be quiet and Shubukov enters at this moment and asks the matter for their argument this time. So, Natalia, just like the other time, asks Shubukov who is who has the better dog, knowing fully well his answer. So, Lomov, on the other hand, asks him a more direct question. He asks Shubukov whether Squeezer is an overshot or not. So, Shubukov replies by saying that, that does not even matter, even if Squeezer is an overshot, because he is the best dog in the district. So, Lomov, being unshakable about his opinion, still thinks Guess is better and asks Shubukov the same. Now, Shubukov mentions that although Guess has certain good qualities, he also possesses some defects. He is a purebred, firm on his feet, has well-sprung ribs and all that, but on the other hand, he is quite old and short in muzzle. So, Lomov refuses to accept this and starts listing the facts. He even begins by referring to the Marusinski hunt where Guess had given a good competition to the Count's dog, but Squeezer was running far behind. Now, Shubukov clarifies that it had happened because poor Squeezer had got hit in his whip by the Count's dog. Now, Lomov even mentions that the dogs were running after a fox, unlike Squeezer who began troubling a sheep. Now, Shubukov refuses to agree and mentions that if they continue to argue, he may very easily lose his temper and suggests on ending this heated discussion. He thinks that everybody is jealous of others' dogs and he's very well aware how Lomov will carry on the argument by pointing out stuff, but he too remembers everything. So, Lomov exclaims that even he remembers everything. So, Shubukov repeats in the teasing manner, I remember too, and then asks him what does he actually remember. So, Lomov starts crying his heart is pounding and his foot has gone numb. Now, Natalia teases Lomov by talking about what kind of a hunter is he, who keeps on saying, my heart, he should catch black beetles and not foxes. So, Shubukov agrees with Natalia and he says that Lomov must sit at home with his palpitations. He must not go tracking animals, or rather, he could go and do what he's best at, which is arguing whose dog is better. And he insists on deviating the topic or else he might lose his temper. He pounces back at Shubukov by insulting him that, even he's not an actual hunter. He only goes there to be included in the count. He repeats about his heart while cursing and calling him an intriguer. Now, Shubukov screams and tells him to keep quiet. Now, both of them start calling each other names. Shubukov threatens Lomov to shoot him like a bird and calls him a fool. Now, Lomov starts getting personal even though his heart and feet hurt. And he specifies that, it is well known that his wife used to beat him. Now, Shubukov in return says that everyone knows that he is under the control of his housekeeper. Now, Lomov's heart feels like it burst and his shoulder came off. He suddenly falls into a chair and calls for a doctor. Shubukov doesn't stop cursing him while drinking water. Even Natalia doesn't stop cursing and she suddenly notices that, Lomov is lying still as if he was dead. And Natalia, while holding his sleeve, anticipates that he is dead. And while panicking and crying, she asks her father to call a doctor. Now, Shubukov asks Natalia what happened. So, Natalia cries that Lomov is dead. Now, Shubukov too gets panicked and he tries to get some water down Lomov's throat, but he doesn't drink. So, he concludes that Lomov is dead. He starts cursing himself. And he considers himself the most unhappy and wonders why he hadn't cut his throat or pulled a bullet into his brain yet. So, he suddenly notices that Lomov is moving and he asks him to drink some water. So, Lomov gains consciousness and he's not sure where he is because he feels little dizzy and dazed. So, Shubukov hurriedly asks him to get married to his daughter at that very moment and he puts Natalia's hand into Lomov's and says that she is willing to get married. He gives them his blessings and asks them to leave him in peace and, all that. Lomov is still unaware about his surrounding as Shubukov, who is he asking him to marry? So Shubukov exclaims that Natalia is willing and insists on them kissing each other. So Natalia is happy that he is alive and hurriedly says that she is willing to marry him. Shubukov asks them to kiss each other. So Lomov still doesn't understand until Natalia kisses him, and he suddenly remembers. He gets excited and then kisses her hand, but complains that his foot was numb again. Natalia expresses her happiness too. Now Shubukov feels quite relieved after marrying his daughter off, and Natalia again resumes the topic about dogs and manipulates him into saying that her squeezer is better than his guess. So Lomov and Natalia argue while Shubukov offers them a drink. Shubukov, tired of them fighting, shouts that it is time for some champagne, and thus the curtain drops. So the play comes to an end. So Lomov and Natalia continues to argue even after their marriage. So this is all about the proposal, marriage proposal, how a proposal takes place in a wealthy family, especially when they have to, it's about exchanging of properties and things like that. So it's a quite funny, a quite interesting scene in a Russian household or a Russian wealthy family. So it's a good story on which you can actually laugh upon. I hope you understood this lesson. Thank you, children.